Hi everyone, welcome to episode 3. We're going to do the final journeys. I'll show you a little bit of the nice holiday house we had in Bruges, or Jabbeke, a little town right next to Bruges. But let's go through the stats of the driving as well and cover a little bit of the payment figures, because that'll be a nice little wrap up. So the European part of the journey was a whole 1,061 kilometers, but that's not including works about 600 miles, but that's not including the drive from Scarborough to Hull, or from Hull all the way back to Whitley Bay, which was another 156, another 40 miles, so another 200 miles. So this comes out at 856 miles apparently, according to my calculator. And so I went through the Octopus Electroverse, because I used that to pay for everything, all the charges while in France, and it came out at £80, which is pretty good. That's about 9p a mile. So just less, it was 9.3p, something like that. So that works out cheaper than petrol. I've put a post up before, but essentially £1.30 a litre at 50 miles per gallon, that would have worked out at £100 or thereabouts. So even with not optimizing where we charge, we made a couple of, not errors, but just convenience charges at more expensive chargers that we didn't have subscriptions for, that weren't the cheapest ones to get subscriptions for anyway. And that was already 20 quid or 20% cheaper than petrol at 50 miles a gallon. That's amazing. And often petrol is much more expensive on the continent too. So that's really good. I worked out if I got a subscription with Fastned and charged 2 large charges with them, that have in France at French prices, that would have worked out at about £34, £33, where actually with including £9 for the subscription or £9.99 for the subscription, whereas just charging without them was more expensive, but only worked out at £34. So it was basically no cheaper to get a subscription just for 2 rapid chargers with Fastned. You get 30% off. The benefits are a little better if we use Tesla superchargers or if we use Ionity, because they're a little cheaper, especially in France. So there's more savings that we could do, and we could pull out 30% cheaper than petrol or something like that. So definitely cheap to do EV road trips on the continent as well as at home, and you don't necessarily need home charging. This is public charging, rapid chargers, destination chargers, some of which weren't cheap, especially the Middelburg one. That was like 50 something cents a kilowatt hour, but still cheaper than petrol overall. Now I haven't included the home chargers in that, but could only been a £5 each time or a tenner in total, so still 10% cheaper than petrol. So you can't complain, really. And so this was the driving that we had to do. Right, well, anyway, let's get into Jabbeke, show you a little bit of the town and a little bit of Bruges, and some holiday snaps from that. Okay, see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, we're now at Holiday Suites, which you can see behind me. For some reason, the Belgians love pollarding trees. You've seen a lot of pollarded trees, but we're just in the little wee kiddies park, which looks quite good. And behind it, you should be able to see the kind of boating lake where they've got water skiing, pedalos, what do you call them? Stand-up paddle boards and the like. And we're part of this lodges or static caravan park, which I'm not keen on staying at, but they do have a swimming pool and loads of facilities in there that we can use. And there's a hotel Ibis behind us as well. So we'll just go into the room and have a look around. But yeah, I bet there's some beautiful cherry trees just here. I bet if these were up and running, they'd look absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, I'm really excited to have a little wander into Bruges, because we're half between Bruges and the coast, which is kind of the Zeebrugge, which you might have heard the port, is kind of the Bruges port. Zeebrugge, Sea Bruges, and Oostende is the beach resort. So yeah, if we get good weather, we can go to the beach, and if we get bad weather, then we can just go into Bruges and enjoy some Belgian chocolate and hot chocolates and I don't know, some art, and seeing how nice the town is. Okay, right, well, this is our little tour of the rooms, so I'll see you in the next one, guys.
You get to taste the chocolate in the end, which is absolutely delightful. And it was really good. We spent over an hour there. The kids didn't get bored. It was absolutely fantastic. There's some pics at the end for that. But we started with this beautiful square with a great patisserie. We had a clafouti. We had tarte aux framboises and stuff like that. We had really nice French pastries. We had a clafouti. What do we have? We had a tarte aux framboises or something like that. Beautiful stuff, really nice. I had a great time. Beautiful little square. And we walked around to the chocolate factory round the corner and had a great time there as well. And walked around the town, saw the sights. You can do a little tour by boat. It's a beautiful canal. You can do a tour by horseback as well. There's a really beautiful square where they all set off from. It's 70 euros though, so we didn't quite do that, but I think a boat tour would have been nice and relaxing.
I have room.
Took some sandwiches on and stuff.
It's the last
really great scenery, and hopefully you can
in Bruges
see a sample of that here.
Something like that.
And then
we're just going to charge up now. I'll plug it in and leave it charging overnight. Now,
driving up to
next
Middelburg on the way
is
home,
a Hotel Ibis.
Okay, cheers.
These are our little holiday suites. And here's the beautiful sunset over the water park. And here is the... Ooh, let's get the angle right. Where is the Hotel Ibis? There. But what we're going to do, because their charger seems to be broken, seems like someone has run it over recently. So we will just go and go to the local charger. Now there is a massive rapid charger right behind us, a massive rapid charger bay, because there is a services that I can walk through, but I can't drive through to. So what I did notice on the way in, that you might have seen on the film earlier, is that there is a Fastned hub. Now, if I'd have just trusted Fastned and got a subscription with Fastned, then that would have made a lot of sense for just doing that and getting 30% off Fastned for just, I think it's $9.99 or $8.99. And that would have reduced charging across the whole trip quite a lot if I'd have just always used the Fastned app and or use the auto charge function and use the Fastned app to take me to the chargers. But we didn't plan ahead that much in terms of what we're going to do. We're just sort of like, oh, well, we need a charge. We'll just go when the girls are tired, etc. And so that was what the sort of tactics were, just play it by ear. So now we're just gonna go to a destination charger. So I think there's one on the way to the Fastned charger that's about half the price or 2/3 of the price. It is 39 cents instead of 59 or 55, and is 11 kilowatt instead of the 300 kilowatts. But I could plug this into a rapid charger and it would charge it to full in, let's have a look how long on the dash, in an hour and a half. Although it's probably quicker than that, because when we were at the Eiffel Tower it charged to full in quicker than that time. But a destination charger, 11 kilowatts, is only going to take 4 hours, and so might as well do that and just be full overnight. So while the girls have just had their tea and they're watching a bit of Lilo and Stitch, we will just go to the nearest rapid charger, the nearest destination charger, at Last Mile Solutions. So it might even be an EV charging company or something. Who knows? Or a distribution company, or an electrical distribution company. So yeah, maybe they do EV vans or something, EV van deliveries. So let's have a look. So it says on the map that it's just at the top of this road. So when it's safe, I will adjust the camera and show you where we're at and where we're going. We'll check there's no parking restrictions and that this is a sensible thing to be doing. Right, so where is Last Mile Solutions? Ah, here it is, found it. You can see all the destination chargers just here. So anyway, let's twist you round. So we're just going to go left. Right, is it safe? It is safe. Good. Smashing. Are there any barriers? No, there are no barriers. Does anyone have any parking restrictions? I cannot see any. Good. So here we are. So these might work with Octopus Electroverse. Let's have a look. I think they're all supposed to work with Octopus Electroverse on this estate. So yeah, these are Shell recharges. Right, so let's just check with the phone that these are as affordable as I want them. Because if they are a similar cost to the... just get the app up now and have a look. So these ones are 45 cents a kilowatt hour, 3-phase. So we can try those. There is supposedly some ones just across the way, but I couldn't quite see them. And they are 39 cents a kilowatt hour. So why don't I just pause here and go see if I can track them down. Right then, so hopefully this is working. Let me just get the charging cable and then we'll test if the Octopus app is going to work with these. It says it should. So let's just get the card ready. You can see my Hyundai charging cable bag is getting a bit knackered. Need to get some sutures out and fix that. But we're all ready to go with our Octopus Electroverse card, which works around thousands and thousands and thousands around Europe. They've really got their act together, getting good partners. So I always plug it into my car first. I've got a little trick, is that you use your car key, so when you're wanting to turn off the charger, you can generally just, instead of faffing around with the app or anything, you can generally just press unlock twice, at least in a Hyundai car, and then that will cut the current down to only 0.5 amps, and then you can just pull it out without any problem, and that generally stops the charge here as well, so you can unplug. Yeah. Good, so it's recognised that I'm plugged in, and then yellow has gone to green, or at least it flashed green. Now I've heard the connectors go, so I think it's all about to start. So we can check in the car in just a moment whether it's working or not. But now it's gone blue, so let's see on this. So I think that means it's going to work, yeah. Fingers crossed. So I'll just go check in the car now to see what's what. Might as well take you with us, haven't we? And here we go, yes, and it is a 22 kilowatt charger, so it's a 3 kilowatt charger, 3-phase charger, sorry. And you can see there we're getting 10.6 kilowatts, so we'll be full in 3 hours, so that's great. So I can just go and watch the movie with the kids and be right back, and I'm getting a pretty good price. Thanks, Octopus. So if you want a $5 off Octopus Electroverse, or get a $5 credit towards charging on Octopus Electroverse, then please do see my referral code below. I think it only works if you haven't downloaded the app or you're setting up a new account with them. So now I lock the car, and what the car does is it locks the cable in, and the charge site locks the cable into the third-party charger so no one can nick it. But that's that. And yeah, so I think that's quite good. It's quite easy, and you can either configure the Octopus Electroverse to send you bills, or / add all this charging to your household electricity bill, which is what I do, or you can add your credit card or debit card to the chargers. So I think that works out quite well. But yeah, it's a beautiful sunset, and we're just gonna come down back to the campsite, which is just a wee stretch down here. I think it's just going to be a 2-minute walk, so that's really not a problem. It would have been nice if the hotel's charger was working, but yeah, it looks like someone's had an accident and just driven into it, which is quite funny. You always get someone who presses the accelerator instead of the brake, don't you? And you always see someone driving around with a broken bonnet or bumper, etc. Now, one of the things they've always said is that EVs can't charge at home. People with EVs who can't charge at home, it's very inconvenient, it's very expensive. But this is the same price as petrol. And we've always said that people with petrol cars can never charge at home or fill up at home, except what I've just spotted on this industrial estate is they do appear to have a petrol pump for this, presumably like red diesel type stuff for the tractor equipment. But yeah, ooh, look, I think this was the other EV charger that's on the app. But it doesn't look like it is available out of hours. So I can just see it on the edge of this building here. So maybe that's the one that was coming up on the app as being 37p rather than at 45p, which is what I'm paying here at Shell, which is probably on the higher end in Europe for AC charging. And what you do have to factor in for AC versus DC charging is that you do probably get about 10-15% losses on AC more than you do on DC. So DC is probably only like 2 to 5%, but AC do get a bit more. So always factor that in when comparing the costs. Hey everyone, so we're at the Circle K rapid chargers. So let's have a look at these. It looks like they've got 4, 300 kilowatt. Probably only get a share 150 between two. But I had a look at the price here, 73. But again, a bit cheaper through Octopus Electroverse. And as you can see, you've got your CHAdeMO and you've got your 2 CCS chargers, which is quite good. And yeah, they've got bays on this side and with nice long views for if you're bringing in a HGV, etc. Although I did check on the app and it said that there was 8. I was a bit confused about what that was about. But if you have a look over here, it's because they've got some AC charging. Now, why you'd ever want to use this at a service station, I don't know. But there's 4 11 kilowatt AC charging. So it's 3-phase, but only at half the speed. But it's a bit cheaper. It's at 48 cents a kilowatt hour. The other thing I noticed about this service station, which is a Circle K, and they've replaced petrol station with EV chargers right next to them. So clearly having some electricity right by petrol is not too much of an issue. But yeah, you've got a little kiddies play area, but they want to charge you £1 to go to the loo, or €1 to go to the loo. Someone driving around the corner quite fast. Snip across. And this is the huge service station that they've installed. You've got 11 kilovolts coming in there. So yeah, this is quite good. And this is only just 2 minutes away from the Fastned rapid chargers as well. So there's just so many chargers here in, well, it's Belgium, but in the continent of Europe, I would say. It's amazing, really. Okay, right, I will see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for hanging around. I didn't try and use those because it's just more expensive than the other option that I'm using down the road. So it might have been slightly convenient, but I couldn't have taken this sneaky little snicket through to the services. I'd have to get on the main road and then drive down there, so it's not actually that ideal. But yeah, almost back at the campsite. Absolutely beautiful views. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Right, hi everyone. So we're just popping into the Fastned rapid charging hub. We've got 4 rapid chargers here, both with CCS and CHAdeMO. They're both capable of 300 kilowatts, but would share that between 2 cars. So let's just pull up here and let me see if I can show you the wonders of the Fastned auto charge system. So bear with me a second while I get myself in order. Here we go. Smashing. We're in night mode, so hopefully night mode on the camera is going to work wonderfully. Let's just go see if auto charge works on the continent. We'll try and be quiet and not wake up all these truckers, eh? Turn the car off, maybe. Says try and be quiet and then immediately slams the door. What an idiot. But here we go. All set up. Very good. So all you've really got to do is unplug these bungs on your car. I'm sure regular subscribers know all about that. But yeah, let's just choose one. So I just want to auto charge, to be honest with you, mate. So let's start. I'll have number 3. Very good. No, I think I'd rather just auto charge, son. So yeah, just click to choose your charger, plug in. Very good. And then my one little tip is just to lift this slightly. Lift. And then there's some communication pins right at the top. So hopefully they're talking to each other now. And we're about to start. Let's see how long it takes. Very fine.
Yeah, and this is all in Dutch, so now you can speak Dutch because this says verifying about to start charging. So there you go, it's not all double Dutch, is it? Great. So we'll just grab a little bit of charge before heading back to the campsite and going to bed. And what I could have been doing all this time is just using Fastned exclusively on the trip. They're a bit more expensive than Ionity, but there were so many at the service stations that we were going to stop at anyway. I was sort of thinking, oh God, they're only like 2-hour trips or 2.5-hour trips. But yeah, to be honest, the kids at their age, they just need to stop, even on short journeys like that. So we're always going to be stopping. So we might as well just have paid a tenner and take the 59p a kilowatt hour, charges down 30%. So let me work out what in my head that would be. 55 cents, so it would be 5.5, and then 3 of those, so it'd be about 40p a kilowatt hour. So it's about the same as what an IoT subscription in the UK would be. So that would be fabulous, because the European Fastned price is a lot cheaper than the UK ones. Fastned used to be on the cheap side. They used to be 65 or 69p. I think they've gone up to 75p in the UK, but on the continent they're only 55 cents or 59 cents, so it would take it down to the 40s, about the same as Ionity, so it would save a bunch. And they're just quite iconic places as well. These solar roofs really stand out, don't they? And obviously they're not generating anything now, but they are well lit as well. It's not excessive, you're not sort of, it's not the 4th of July in here or anything, but it does mean that you sort of feel safe pulling up to this sort of thing, which is a kind of crucial thing if you are in a vulnerable part of society, I suppose. And yeah, we could have just used this as a destination charger. So one of the criticisms of rapid chargers, or using rapid chargers or deploying rapid chargers, is that all you really want is a 7 kilowatt post in my car park, which is probably true. But if you can get the price of this down to 40p, about what you pay for a destination charger, I could have just left this here and have a nice 20-minute walk to come and collect it. Keep the fitness levels up, or maybe go for a jog, or build that into your day. So yeah, I just don't, if the price is right, then rapid charging can do the job. So we'll just get 5 minutes here and then head off back. But yeah, so auto charge works beautifully once you've set it up on the Fastned app, and it works throughout Europe. And the only thing that I don't know is, hopefully they'll be charging me the Belgian rate and not the UK rate, because it's a hell of a lot cheaper. The only downside to this is that Octopus would give me an 8% discount if I just used my card. So on the motorway I did use the card, but I just wanted to check that like a little touchdown, yeah. With cows. So Middelburg was just somewhere I looked up, but it was halfway to Rotterdam really, but also it's really near where we're going for our holiday in August to Zeeland, to Centre Parks there, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. We're looking forward to it. It's actually a beautiful little town. It's like the county town, beautiful little market square, beautiful cathedrals and churches. We were really lucky because it was like Konigstag, which is King's Day, or like the Netherlands Day. Everyone's out in the orange uniforms, really great atmosphere, bands on.
Make sure we take the colouring with us.
Deck 4.
It's not in my backpack anymore.
Deck 10. I'm not doing it anymore.
Ouch, 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 ouch. I think it's the one with their iPads. Lorelai, no hitting her in the head, darling. That's horrible.
But in a different route.
Right then, everyone, we're back in Rotterdam. We actually couldn't get any spaces on the Amsterdam to Newcastle ferry, so we've got to go Rotterdam to Hull again, and therefore we have another 155 miles of driving. Yay! So it's probably more like a 850. No, it's this way. Don't worry. 850 mile trip, which is amazing. But yeah, look at the amazing port of Rotterdam. This is a huge petrol processing facility. But you can see the wind farms. And apparently Rotterdam is the biggest port in Europe, or the busiest port in Europe or something. So do not worry about that. Right, well, I'm going to go enjoy some dinner, so I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for coming along. We won't do any charging on the journey home from Hull, I don't think. We won't need to. We've got plenty of juice in the tank. We could have done this cheaper, but it was fairly convenient, so I didn't mind at all. So we'll see you in the next one. All right, ciao. Right, a little tour of the room. This is on the Pride of Hull, which we got out, so it's exactly the same kind of room. It's a different number, but yeah, you've got your single bunks and you've got your bunks above. So let me show you how these work. You pull them down, nice and easy. The crew have set your bed up already. Do your pillow over here, and you'll see that you've got your sides. Pull these out. Then you've got your bed sides, which you can screw down so they don't fall off. Very good. And then here are your ladders. So you get your ladder off the hook, nice and light, aluminium, and then you get them in like so. Nice and easy. And you've set up your ladders. Now let's go look at the bathroom. In we go, the light switch is here. And in you are, into your beautiful toilet, sink, mirror, shaving, soap dispenser, and here is your shower with a very classy shower curtain. And behind there you've got your shower gel, and you've got your freezing cold setting, and you've got your boiling hot setting, and you've got your hope for the best setting in the middle. And it just warn you, it is definitely hot. Trust me, it's definitely hot. And there you are. And that is the tour of the room. So that is what a standard 4-person cabin is like. I don't know what the single ones are. I don't know what the double ones are, and I don't know what the deluxe ones are because we've only ever had this. But our friends who got one from the Newcastle to Amsterdam ferry told us that they had tellies. So I don't know how in that way it differs, but you can get one that's on the outside. So you get a portcullis, I forgot what you call them. You get a window, essentially. And that's about it. Right, so I have got my task, take the colouring pencils back to the kids. So let's go back to the sun deck.